Brian, for me. So we'll see, I guess.
How are we doing? It is what it is.
To practice. We can even say we're practicing, Steve.
Broadcast is now live.
Yes.
This is very frightening to me. This is very frightening.
We're about ready to go.
Yeah, guess I can't have my tequila shot out. That wouldn't be good.
Oh, please do. Right from Barry's?
Right. There you go.
It's Friday. You can have tequila.
It's Friday. That's right. Except I don't have my PJs on. You guys are lucky. I did put a black shirt on.
Look at Dick's hat.
I know. The Lions. One day they'll play, Dick. One day. You see Brian's message?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I've got no way to separate your audio streams here, so
I saw that.
all on the air. Can you still talk to me, Brian? Okay.
I'm Dick Haefner, WJR News. And now, here's Steve Courtney.
Alrighty then, let's get to it. Good Friday morning, one and all. Welcome into this beginning of the weekend edition of the Paul W. Smith Show here on 760 WJR. Well, technology is here. Shall we, as we begin the roundtable? Well, how rude. Introductions. First, we are joined, of course, by our esteemed news director, Dick Haefner. Richard, good morning.
Good morning, Steve Areno.
Also with us in the fabulous traffic department, in her abode, York. Dayna, how are you?
What up, Steve? Happy Friday.
And of course, executive producer, master of all she surveys, Ann Thomas.
Good morning, Dubsub.
Well, here we go. Good morning, Annie. If you go to facebook.com/WJR radio, you can see a little something because this roundtable has a little streaming to it. Something different.
I don't know if people want to see us this early. This is not
At this
my.
moment or anytime.
I prefer the mystery of radio.
Me too. I usually have my PJs on. I don't, so I dressed up a little, but I will not put on makeup.
I put on the sweats. I put on the fancier outfit. Fancier sweats.
Your athleisure.
Uh-huh.
You may be a bit
Dana and
overdressed.
Ann, you do not need makeup.
Oh,
You're perfect
Dick,
just the way it is.
you're so sweet.
I think now is as good a time as any to play an exciting round of Is Steve Wearing Pants?
Oh boy, don't do it.
I think we stay away from that.
Don't try it.
Richard, I'm going to point something out. You, sir, are representing the Honolulu Blue and Silver.
You got it, baby, right here.
Nice.
Look at you.
I'm ready for the season too. Let's get going.
Whenever that is.
Well, we had a little Zoom action with Matthew Stafford and linebacker Jared Davis yesterday. And, you know, there's a whole lot of excitement, but they realize that it just may not happen. So it is different. Meanwhile, for those of you waking up on this Friday morning, we got a little thunder boomer action going on, huh?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pouring.
and
here.
we have some flood watches out. We could have a little, we're going to have, and we already have standing water out there in some of the usual places.
All right. Well, for those of you out and about at this early hour, make sure you use caution because I think we've been getting a heavy amount of rain throughout the overnight hours. And as Dick alludes to, we do have a standing water advisory. Now, with that being said, we have to take a break. As a matter of fact, we are going to update the early portions of your Friday morning commute as we take you to 542. And at 543, as promised, we're going to check out what's going on the roadways. For that, back to Dana Clark.
Well, Steve, as you can imagine, a few problems out there already. 94 westbound after 10 Mile. Earlier accident was blocking your right 2 lanes. It is now clear. Heads up on some upcoming construction. 94 eastbound between Gratiot and 11 Mile. Starting tonight, 9 p.m., all lanes scheduled to close until 5 a.m. on Monday. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Restore Wellness Center. Are you experiencing nagging body pain? The Restore Wellness Center can help manage the pain without surgery, injections, and drugs. Get a free assessment now. Your first visit is free. Call 800-935-5959. Visit restorewellnesscenter.com or on Facebook. Terrible feedback for me.
All right, Ray. Thank you very much. Time now for our Friday morning blast from the past. Here's Rush.
Okay.
I have
So
severe echo.
Me
Yeah.
too. It's bad.
So the reason you guys are hearing that is because you're both on accesses.
Okay.
So I just turned my access off. We got to figure out a way the radio station through this feature.
Yeah.
That's why we're getting so much feedback. Dick, what are you hearing?
Dick is wearing his headset, so he's listening to the station.
Okay. So, Dick, do you hear us now?
Yeah.
What are you hearing when we talk? Are you hearing an echo?
On the phone, I'm hearing a slight echo, but on the air, it's very bad. What I'm getting from my earphones doesn't sound good.
Yeah, that's the issue because we're all listening in on accesses and we're getting
Okay.
products. Do you know what I mean? That's why
Yes.
we're seeing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting severe echo.
Me too.
What is Brian? What is it? Brian says he's not hearing any echo on the air. Steve is overmodulated. Everyone else sounds good.
We've tried to adjust my mic level, but there's no real way. Because I think the Conrex is what it is.
Except for you're not on Comrex when you're on StreamYard, right?
But that was what I asked before we went on. Yeah, between the mics that we're using to go on the air and the mics on the laptop, that's where the echo's coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Brian says
Right.
no echo on the air. It's just us hearing
Okay.
the echo. So there's two issues. You need a microphone like this. Everybody needs a microphone like this to go into their laptop. And then the other issue is we got to figure out how to hear the radio station through this product, because then we won't get an echo. And that's the extent of my engineering knowledge.
Well, I can hear the radio station, but what I hear on the earphones from the radio station doesn't sound good. But you're saying that's because it's through Access, right?
Yeah, and Brian's saying the actual air product sounds really good.
Good, great.
So
Well, let me put this in front of my coffee cup again, which, by the way, there you go.
Well, what are we going to do here? Are we going to just keep doing what we're doing?
yeah, just keep having a practice. Marcelo says that we definitely need to the station audio to play through this product. Thank you, Jeff. That's
Lions baseball cap, Red Wings coffee cup. I'm all set, buddy. Look at that.
Oh, nice.
I have a
Dick is ready.
I have Starline.
Oh, you guys are showing everything. I have nothing.
I get something going on for this. If we're going to do this every morning, we're going to have to get
Right.
some swag.
Oh, wait. I've got something. Hold on.
Yeah, you can put a nice little
Mask.
motivational thing.
Oh, look at the swag.
I got something. How about that?
That's cute. That looks like
Alicia made it. Trevor's sister.
Who was that masked woman?
Isn't that funny when people wear masks when they're like doing stuff like this? You're like, you're around no people. Stop it. My mask.
You're the masked singer.
I'm the
Dayna.
masked singer. Dick, you been watching it?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. I don't know anybody that
Did you see it?
There's a lot of action out there.
Yes.
Did you see lightning? I had lightning behind me.
Oh, yeah.
Annie, if somebody comes up behind you, I'll warn you. I would be so freaked out.
Thank you. I appreciate
Coming up later, there's only one.
Echo there, Brian. What are we going to do?
Yeah. Oh, good morning, my friends at WJR from Dave Scott. Hi, Dave.
All right, welcome back into the Paul W. Smith Show here on 760 WJR, the Friday morning edition, the isolation Friday morning edition. So, take it for what it's worth. Nice to have you with us here. A very special morning here at the Blowtorch. Go to facebook.com/WJR radio, and you'll be able to see all the players. News director Richard Haefner. We've got Dayna, which is her summer chalet somewhere.
That's right.
And executive producer Ann Thomas joining us here at the round table.
Did you hear that lightning?
Yes.
See the lightning, hear the thunder?
Yes. We may be knocked off. So
Here. I'll tell you that much. We got lightning, we got thunder, and we've got this nice little experiment going on. How about that?
It's kind of fun.
you see our
Welcome
Facebook
to the
messages?
video age.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you what, when P-Dub returns, everybody's going to be able to see Papa Smurf in all his glory.
Do you think he's going to keep the beard? The question is, will he keep the beard for this experience?
Mm-hmm. He should.
Oh, I think you will. I think that's a given.
Dick has been shaving.
He looks like one of the Smith brothers.
Yes, he does, as a matter of fact. Well played, Richard. For the record, I had a little beard going. I shaved yesterday, not really knowing that this was going to be going on. So that was well played by me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of quarantine beards. I'm not really a beard fan, so I'm all for the shaving.
You like
Well,
that?
you know
clean
what? There's a
look.
lot of folks, coming out on social media saying, look, just because we're in isolation doesn't mean you don't have to practice hygiene. you know.
But I'm sure there's a lot of people that are not doing that, right? Paul Smith hasn't shaved in ages. I usually let it go for a couple of days because, after all, where are you going to appear that it's important? Yesterday, I went to Lowe's. They don't care what I look like. They just want my money.
Well, you have a mask on anyway. You can't really see the bottom part. Oh,
That's
let me
right.
get my mask. Let me get ready. See?
I found out yesterday in short order that wearing pantyhose over your head as a substitute mask at 7-Eleven doesn't go over well.
Mm.
Don't want to do that.
So,
Ah.
but it is different times, no question about it, as we continue the isolation. And by the way, the protests yesterday, a couple of skirmishes along the way, but certainly the deluge of rain had an effect on the number of people, anywhere between 250 and 300.
Yep, the rain. And I think they were all very cognizant of the PR effect of their protest. For example, the fracas that occurred over one of the guys who brought in a doll in a noose, of all things.
Oh,
one of the other protesters, the lady who was helping to lead things from the steps of the Capitol, saw it, and she's the one who went down and tried to get it away from him. And she, as you might have seen on the video, she mentioned several times, "This is what the media wants to see. This is what the media wants to see." And she tried to get it away from him because it made them all look bad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's talk about our good friends in Wisconsin, shall we? Obviously, as we were discussing a mere 24 hours ago, the Supreme Court in the dairy state overturned the stay-at-home laws, and within minutes, hours, the bars were packed. And
Really?
you certainly saw pictures and video and whatever you got access to. There was no social distancing. They were bellying up at the bar, no masks. So there you go. Part of me was envious.
Not gonna lie, right? Well, it'll be interesting to see in a couple of weeks what will happen there, if they'll see an increase in cases. Because there was a story yesterday that there were not any significant increases in cases out of Georgia yet.
That's the key word, yet.
Right. Yeah. It's just, it'll be interesting to see what happens, because it is kind of an experiment.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, we have to find out what kind of a backlog it takes for testing to occur, and then for the official numbers to come out. I would think it's 1 to 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, don't think for a second that folks are not going to be watching, because they are on the clock right now. And let's be honest, to a certain degree in this isolation age, it is going to be interesting to see the spike, how much, if any, and that's that. But what we've got in this country right now are those who are supposed to be leading us through science. There's a little disparity going on, and I think people are looking at this saying, is there somebody that can give us an accurate assessment as to exactly what's going on scientifically? Are we getting that data?
Did you see that hearing yesterday with Dr. Bright?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That was
Right.
really fascinating to watch him. He seems like a very competent scientist. He represented himself very well, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's a noted vaccine expert. He's gotten caught up in the political world where opponents are discounting what he says. And of course, we all know that he gave a very dark picture as to what is going to happen here in the next 6 months or a year.
Well, and he was very candid about the shortcomings of the preparation for this coronavirus back at a time in his mind's eye that was pivotal. And herein lies one of the problems. So naturally, what he is saying is being poo-pooed by some in Washington, but would you expect anything less? I firmly believe after this dark cloud is gone, there is going to be a lot of finger pointing and a lot of folks who are going to be blaming others for a lack of accountability, and that's going to be another problem to deal with. So
It's an election year. So
right now, we take a break.
Natural is going to
Bring
happen.
you up to date on the traffic information you need. It's 5:56. If you've got somewhere to be at this early hour, you've got some stuff to deal with. Thunder, lightning, heavy rain right now in the greater Livonia area, so be careful out there. Dayna, how are we looking?
Right now, Steve, looking pretty good, accident free. But as Dick mentioned, watch for that flooding that could accumulate on the freeways. Use caution, especially on those ramps, bridges, and overpasses. So a heads up for construction this weekend, 75 both directions, northbound and southbound between 8 Mile and Square Lake Road. Starting tonight at 11 p.m., all lanes scheduled to close in both directions until 5 a.m. on Monday. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Yes, the weekend is here. We kick it off with lots of rain today, on and off showers all day today, ending at about 5 p.m. As we've heard this morning, could hear rumbles of thunder and heavy rain at times. Currently 61 degrees, going all the way up to 73. So it's going to be mild but wet. Tonight's low down to 50. We get a break from the rain showers on Saturday, partly cloudy, some sun, a high of 68. Then Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday right now, each day, we're going to see some rain. I'm Dayna Clark, WJR News with Dick Haefner in 2 minutes.
So, gang, we are on Facebook Live still. So, welcome. Hello to all of our Facebook followers this morning. We have a fair amount of people watching us. So, hello. Thank you for being part of the experiment.
And we apologize.
Right. If you're disappointed in how we really look.
It's early, for crying out loud.
We're radio people. We have
That's
done
right.
video like this before.
Have we gone off or are we still on?
We're still
We're
on.
very much on, Richard.
We're on Facebook Live.
Would it look bad to crack a
Are
Miller?
we still on?
Yes. Wait, you have one more break and then you can get buck wild. How many coffees have we had, people? I haven't had mine yet. Annie, you're up to what? 3?
One.
Dick? 1. Dick, how many coffees have you had?
I've just had time for one.
1. Steve?
Just one.
I'm going to get number 3.
Wow. That's that caffeine addiction is a real thing.
I forgot. Now Dayna can shame us doing it like this.
Who can?
You.
I can shame you. Oh, coffee shame you? Oh, it's getting light out, Annie. I see some trees. Yeah, pretty. I saw some lightning behind you.
So now Dick will do his news here, right?
But see, like I have to switch screens when I do traffic. I go off. That I guess that's okay. That's what I got to do.
Susan. So Dick will go live here, right? Doing his news.
Good morning, Susan. Hi, Mark. You guys see the pop-ups from Facebook?
You guys,
I
Brian,
don't. Where do you see it?
Brian,
At the bottom.
you guys, Brian
Gerald
says,
Thomas.
Brian says we can't talk while Dick's doing his news.
Oh,
So people can just watch us.
well, that's not good.
The state of Michigan reports 1,191 new cases of the virus and 73 more deaths due to backlog results and increasing testing in jails and prisons. A lawsuit by state legislative Republicans will be heard today by a judge in the state court of claims. That suit is the one that challenges Governor Whitmer's executive authority. Republican leaders say they're prepared to take it to higher courts. The governor told a Joe Biden campaign event that Michigan faces a $3 billion deficit this year, and the shortfall will be bigger in the next fiscal year. Meijer stores are expanding starting now from 6 a.m. to midnight. A big meatpacking plant in southeast Michigan is ramping up production. They're giving workers pay raises and sending home older workers with paid time off and benefits. That fight that occurred at a state capitol protest was over a doll in a noose displayed by a protester. A woman in the crowd tried to take away the noose, and that's when the fracas began. Nobody was arrested. There are at least 302,000 coronavirus deaths reported worldwide, more than 85,000 in the U.S. John Lawrence reports the threat is not fading. Some of the bars and restaurants were jammed in Wisconsin. The governor, Tony Evers, warns of mass confusion after that state's Supreme Court tossed out his stay-at-home order. Reporter Omar Jimenez was in Waukesha and he found an open cafe. Thousands of Michigan children are homeschooling in the midst of the pandemic, many wondering if any real learning is taking place. Bridget Godvid is the academic director at the Student Connection. She says she worries that virtual learning is leaving some children behind. Her advice for parents: have structure for the kids. She also says online learning can be exhausting. Make sure to have plenty of outdoor exercise and fun time set aside for the students. On Wall Street, the Dow Jones futures are up slightly. There was a big gain yesterday. I'm Dick Haefner, WJR News. More with Steve Courtney in 2 minutes.
Already. Once again, happy Friday morning, albeit a Stephen King type Friday morning. Lots of rain, lots of thunder, lots of lightning. Be careful as you make your way to wherever you need to be. Steve Courtney here in for Paul. He will return come Monday. Meanwhile, big goings on here. I urge you to go to facebook.com facebook.com/WJR Radio and check out this year roundtable live, joined by News Director Richard Haefner and the Traffic Department, Dayna Clark, as well as Executive Producer Ann Thomas. Good morning.
Morning, Deb Sub.
Happy Friday.
Here we are. And good morning to our Facebook followers. We understand they're coming out in droves, and we appreciate that. And
They're in for a real treat, aren't they?
Exactly. Up this
I don't
early to
think
see
really
this.
anybody's up for the Best Dressed Award this morning.
This is our version of the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain.
I'm Dorothy, for sure.
You have your red
There's no
slippers
place
on?
like home.
Just how modern technology has played such an integral part of this whole isolation thing. Could you imagine if this went down in the 80s? Access to Netflix, for crying out loud, or really anything. And to take it a step further, our offices in this great nation of ours going to go by the wayside. Just themselves.
That's a good question, though. I think that's a really good point. You know, what are people going to do in the future when you can do so much from home? A lot of people can completely work from home now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
And I said
to
yesterday
America.
that a lot of people will be homeschooling, I think, from here forward. They
Yeah,
might be
that's
a
one of
little
the
hesitant
greatest,
about sending their kids back to school.
Right. Now, here's something that most people haven't thought of. What are the tax implications of this?
Mm.
Your
Well-
workplace requires you to work at home. We're all in a room, which now is dedicated pretty much to be our little radio studio. Do we get a tax break out of this?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Well,
We should.
I mean, I think that's been something that's been going on for a while. I remember
Right.
doing taxes and doing a little bit of work from home, certainly not to this degree. But I mean, you got to write off your gas, your electric, everything that goes along with it.
Right.
I think I was
Yeah,
a board. Perhaps
those
I was going on and said something I shouldn't have.
Well, all those mechanisms are there. Now, here's another question. What about our employers? They're requiring us to take part of our homes and dedicate the homes to our work. Hey, companies, we're going to get some extra money out of that.
You got all the angles figured out there, Richard. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
But you know what? As we wait for, perhaps smaller businesses, to get back going, and hopefully that will be sooner rather than later. They may be looking at it very simply. If our employees are able to be productive and efficient from home, why are we paying rent on an office?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. And I think the square footage charges of buildings already are reflecting this.
But I miss interacting with my coworkers. I miss seeing you each and every day.
You get to see us
Right.
right now.
This is a good step, but it
do
doesn't
it.
quite cut it, does it?
Yeah,
No,
Brian
because-
says he's going to be alone forever now.
Richard,
miss
don't tell me
Brian.
for a second you don't
Which
miss our
he
Thursday morning
relishes.
dances. That's just a joke, folks. Thursday mornings, to our knowledge. But we have an exciting broadcast coming up for you here. I had a conversation with Dr. David Katz, preventive medicine specialist and globally recognized authority on lifestyle medicine, putting the coronavirus thing into terms that you can understand. And again, during this whole issue, we've been kind of overwhelmed by medical data, which is kind of difficult from time to time because none of us are scientists. And in your mind's eye, I'll ask the group this. Are you happy with the information that we've got scientifically? And perhaps even more important, do you consider it to be accurate?
Well, the problem is that there's a lot of different information coming in from a lot of different people. And some of it seems to be accurate and understandable, and some of it seems to be completely ridiculous. So it's hard to tell.
I agree, Annie.
There's obviously no set of rules that our authorities have to follow. We have 50 states, they're all reporting individually. And because this pandemic is brand new to the world, our rules and regulations haven't caught up with what's going on in the real world.
Well, there's some mention that the coronavirus task force, all of the medical experts who have been appearing for a long time, Doctors Fauci, Birx, the Surgeon General, they are not being made a part of the national conversation of late. It's been a while since they've been there in force. So you can read in between the lines as to exactly what's going on there. But mark my words, this little thing going on in Wisconsin right now is in fact going to hold a lot of weight moving forward. Don't think for a second there aren't a lot of states with a great interest in what's going on there.
Yeah, you're very right. And listening to Dr. Bright, he didn't mention Wisconsin yesterday, but take his testimony before that House committee and relate it to Wisconsin, you would think that Dr. Bright is very afraid of what's going to be happening regarding a suspicion that there'll be a burst of new cases in the state of Wisconsin.
Well, if you're a protester and you are not happy with Governor Whitmer, the stay-at-home laws here in our great state of Michigan, would it make a difference if you saw a spike in Wisconsin? Would that send a message to you? Because basically, Wisconsin has done what there's a lot of people in our state would like to happen. Just go out and do whatever you want to do, like the old days. So if there's a spike in Wisconsin, does that put a thought in a protester's mindset?
Good question. None of us that are appearing on your screen right now are the protesters, so we can't answer that question.
Right. Well, what a nice experiment this was.
It was fun.
Our Facebook followers at facebook.com/WJR Radio. You've got the roundtable here on the Paul W. Smith Show coming into your home each and every morning. We appreciate you dialing us up right now.
Dayna, Dorothy, there's no place like home.
That's right.